Hey, this is the Black Belt Panda, aka Justin Michael Torok here on Second Life, and I just want to walk you through the features of my Sakura tree on the Second Life marketplace. The first thing you'll probably notice is that there are particle petals falling to the ground, as well as sculpted petals and even sculpted blossoms. Now these are temporary, so they will disappear after 60 seconds. And they count as temporary prims, so they won't count against your prim count like normal prims will. The frequency of the particle petals and the sculpted petals can be adjusted in the tree's menu, which you can access by clicking on the tree's trunk. So here we have the menu where we can control all the settings. The movement of the branches, as you can see here, the branches appear to sway in the wind, can be turned on or off from the movement button. We also have an update check button. Now you can click this button to manually check to see if there are new versions of the tree. So in this case, no new version is found. We own the current latest version. There's a save button, which will save the position of the shadow, the sunbeam, and the blanket, which we can res individually with the 3 buttons underneath the top 3. So if we click shadow, for example, we'll receive a shadow. It'll be resed directly under the tree. I'll demonstrate that here. It'll overlap the current shadow. This shadow is generated by Second Life, so if you want your graphics turned down lower and you don't have shadows automatically generated like I do, this is a great way to get a shadow under your tree that is actually designed to match the branches of the tree. It looks like the tree's actual shadow. So you can see that here. That's this darker portion. If I right click, you can see the outlines of the shadow here. And you'll notice that the shadow moves, as you can see, to match the swaying of the branches. And if we click again, we can turn the sunbeam on. So we'll go ahead and do that. The sunbeam will res right about here. There we go. And the sunbeam is 1 prim, so is the shadow. Everything is 1 prim. But if we take a close look at the sunbeam, you'll see that there are dust mote particles that float in the sunbeams, and the sunbeam itself actually shimmers. It moves just like the branches do for a more realistic appearance. So now if we click again, we can turn on the blanket, and that should res right about over here. There it is. Let it load here. Take a moment. Depending on the sim's resources. I'm actually here in the little blue sandbox, which is a great sim. You usually speed it up by highlighting the area. There we go. So this is the blanket. It is sculpted. Once again, it is 1 prim, and this has an entire animation system built into it. If we click it, it will initialize the animation sequence, and it will allow us to pick from several different animations and poses, including cuddles, sitting poses, and laying down poses. So it can support up to 2 avatars in the cuddle poses. So it's great as a romantic setting if you want to kind of just chillax with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. If we click the menu again, the save button will save the position. So if you move these, the shadow, the blanket, or the sunbeam, the save button will actually save where you move them to. So if you remove them and res them again, using the tree's menu, it'll be placed back where it was when you saved it. Now if you turn these off, like if I turn the shadow off through the menu, just do that really quick here, it actually automatically saves the position of the item when you turn it off. So it'll be resed back in the same position when I turn it back on. If we click the menu again, we have glow. So if we enable that, the tree will glow, which is especially brilliant at night. So if we change the sun position here to midnight, you can see the glow looks very nice. It's got a very nice effect here at night. So let's go ahead and change it back to midday. And if we click again, we can change the frequency of the sculpted petals and blossoms from none, being completely disabled, to few, more, and lots. The default setting is more, which is what you see right now. So if we go back, we can change the particle petals same settings, disabled completely, few, more, and lots. Again, the default is more. So we'll go back again. There we go. And the chimes, those wind chimes you hear, are actually coming from this tree. They can be turned on or off. And the bird sounds that you hear can be set to night, which is crickets with the occasional owl. They can be set to on or off, so you can disable them completely if you'd wish. Or you can set them to day, which is the random birds. So we'll go back. And the final button here, the reset button, will reset the tree and all its scripts. That includes saved positions. So it's a great way to reset the entire tree if you mess something up. So to note, the trunk and the branches are 1 prim each. So the tree itself is only 2 prims, or 2 land impact. They are sculpted, as you can see here. And you'll note that the branches are very well built. It does not use the starburst shape branches that you see a lot of 2 prim trees have. An interesting feature, I'm just going to disable glow and get rid of the sunbeam and the blanket here so that they don't obstruct our vision, is if we take a copy of this tree, and this tree is copy and modifiable, so you can copy it all you want, have a whole forest of trees if you wish. So now we have 2 trees. If we link both of these trees together, like so, either one will bring up a menu, and the menu will control all of the trees linked together. The only thing that can't be controlled is the blanket and the sunbeam and the shadow. So for example, if we res the sunbeam here, you'll note that it only reses for the tree that we enabled it for the tree that we turned the button on with. And that's just to avoid any interference with saved positions. However, any of the other options, including the sounds and the petals, can be enabled and disabled for all of the trees linked together from just a single tree. The Sakura tree you just saw is available in 3 additional colors: orange, blue, and purple, making a total of 4 different Sakura trees, each one available on the Second Life Marketplace for just 50 linden each. And again, they are copyable and modifiable, so you only have to buy the tree once, and you can have an entire forest of trees. And each of these colored trees works exactly the same, and the updates that are made occasionally available whenever a new feature is added or something is fixed applies to all of the trees. So all of these trees, all 4 of them, will receive free updates for life. They will check for updates once every 7 days. So if there's a new version, you'll be notified. If you accidentally ignore the notification or deny the update item, you can just click one of the trees and click the update check button, and you'll be given the item. So no worries, you won't miss it. But if you forget about it, you will get another notification within 7 days. So the last thing I want to say about the tree is that the scripts are optimized as much as they possibly can be. I've spent hundreds of hours scripting the tree, and it's just as fast as it's going to be, and uses as little memory as possible. So you don't have to worry about it eating up your sim resources. But again, this depends on, of course, how many trees you res. If you're going to res a dozen of them, you might see some impact on your sim performance. But a single tree, definitely, you won't even notice. It's just incredibly fast, and I'll show you that here in a moment. So here we have the tree resed, and if we take a look at the script info, you'll see that it uses just 0.02 milliseconds of CPU time at the moment. And this is at its high state. It was just resed. So after approximately 30 minutes, you'll see that number go down significantly. And I will cut out here, and we'll check back here in a little bit, and I'll show you. Okay, so if we check the script info here again, we can see that currently it's only using 0.00842 milliseconds of CPU time, a very small amount. And if we look at the history here, we could see over the course of just the last 4 minutes, it's gone from an average of 0.02 to 0.008, meaning that is currently using much lower amount of CPU time than it is reporting, since this number is averaged. And I do want to clarify that the reported memory consumed is not actually how much memory the tree is consuming, but rather how much memory is available to it. The amount of memory it's consuming is a very, very, very minuscule amount. And it uses only 6 scripts, 5 running at any given time. And whenever an option is disabled, if possible, I have the tree disable the script itself so that it does not use any idle CPU time, but rather uses 0 milliseconds of CPU time. To demonstrate that, we'll disable the branch movement, so the branches will no longer move. If we observe the script info now, you'll see there are 4 out of 6 running scripts rather than 5 out of 6 running scripts. So I optimize the tree as much as possible, including disabling scripts whenever possible. So yes, this is possibly the most feature-packed tree at the fastest running speed with the lowest amount of memory on the entire Second Life marketplace. It is currently the most popular tree on the Second Life marketplace at the time of this video. Not only the most popular cherry tree or Sakura tree, but the most popular tree in general, which is an amazing feat in my opinion. I never would have thought it would have been so popular, but in my opinion, this is hands down the best tree in Second Life. So I highly recommend purchasing it. You will not be sorry. You will not regret it. Currently, there are approximately 111 reviews on this tree with a 5-star rating. And over the last probably 100 reviews or so, there has never been anything less than 5 stars given. So if you don't believe me, go ahead and read the reviews. I guarantee you won't regret this tree. If you don't like the tree, just let me know. I will refund the purchase price, and you'll still get to keep the tree. So this is Justin Michael Torok here on Second Life, Black Belt Panda on YouTube. I hope you enjoy the tree. I hope you enjoy the video. Take care.